Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to read this document, and it's just amazing. Right on the document, there's a picture of one eye. So that's the all-seeing eye of the Illuminati. Basically, what this is government surveillance of American citizens goes far beyond what you are being told. It even gets worse. So I want to read this to you. This came out June 6, 2013. So listen to this. Okay. Every single day, the U.S. government gathers and stores more than 1 billion phone calls, emails, text messages, photographic and internet searches, just about every form of electronic communication that you can possibly imagine is being harvested. In fact, it has been reported that NSA personnel gathered 2.1 billion gigabytes of data every hour. This is being done even though it is a blatant violation of the U.S. Constitution. Sadly, most Americans do not even know what the Fourth Amendment actually says. For those that do not know, the Fourth Amendment says the following: the right of the people to be secure in the persons, houses, papers, and effects against unresearchable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no wires shall assist, but upon problem causes supported by oath or confirmed in properly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Unfortunately, our leaders have totally abandoned the Constitution. They seem to believe that they have the right to look through our electronic communications anytime they want, and that we should not complain about it. As you will see below, workers at the NSA have even dropped on every limited conversation between soldiers serving in Iraq and their female loved ones back home. What kind of sick person would do such a thing? Sadly, the truth is that we have allowed ourselves to become a Big Brother society, and we are in disgrace to the millions of brave men and women who have died to defend our freedoms. There was an explosion of outrage on Tuesday when the Grant reported on a leaked document that shows that the Obama administration is collecting the phone records of millions of veteran customers every single day. The National Security Agency is currently collecting the telephone records of billions of U.S. customers of one of America's legalist to provides under a top-secret court order. Okay. So, then it goes on. It goes on and on and on, but I want to get into this. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is just going to get worse as time progresses. This is the Orwellian nightmare becoming a reality. This is what they have planned, and this is what they're doing. It's not about us anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's about these maniacs that are in the government, these control freaks, these psychopaths that want to take over everything. They want to know absolutely every aspect of our entire life. So now they're even listening on to our telephone conversations. And this is not just in America. Even though that article is talking about America, But this is a worldwide. This is total surveillance. This is the surveillance society. Like I said, very soon they're going to start coming after us for our biometrics, because that's what they want, is total surveillance society. And you cannot have a surveillance society in a free society. So we're going to have to go into biometrics, which I'm not. I'm standing up against this, and I pray that you will as well. But this also has significant meanings to this as well. This is all leading up to the tribulation period. Because for the events of the tribulation to take place, this whole entire world has to be under a one world government. And that's exactly what's happening. This is total control, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just going to be the US, it's the whole entire world. Okay? Like they said about President Bush, the guy that blew the whistle out on the government. When Bush stepped down, when Obama came into office, did they stop the surveillance program? And he said, no, they didn't. They actually did not stop it. They even made it even worse. They're building another surveillance building to monitor everybody. So, and plus, there's an organization in Echelon. It's owned by the European Union property. I forget, it does a billion something telephones, emails, and faxes every single day. It doesn't matter the language that it's in, it's translated. They're listening on to every single person by satellite. They're snatching the telephone conversations out of the air. They're listening to absolutely everything without people even knowing about it. All our telephones are recorded and listened to. They read our emails, faxes, text messages on the telephone, you name it. And even Facebook. Facebook, the owner of Facebook needs to go to prison. Because what they're doing, because there was something not too long ago, I saw it, the guy was talking about it, some people that are standing up for their freedom, which is right. If you don't stand up for freedom, there's something wrong with you. Because that's what we are known for, is the freedom and our rights and our liberties. That's why our founding fathers warned us that government is like a fire. And I forget the rest, how he said it. The baddest thing for good people to do is nothing. Is to say nothing. Or something like that. But this is what they're doing. This is the New World Order taking over. They're going to be tracing, tracking, linking, surveilling absolutely everything. Nothing you do in the future is going to be private. Every single thing that you do will be monitored and tracked and kept. They're already meddling data on every single person. That's why, that's the dangers of a cashless society. They can create whatever they want on us. That's why we must stand up against this. If this comes before the rapture of the church, I hope it doesn't. So I just want to let you guys be aware of that. And may you watch the next video that I'm going to be making. And there's another thing that I want to read to you guys about Pope Francis. He's following the global elitist agenda to bring in a one world religion. Because with this one world government, they're also going to have a one world religion. So yes, this is all setting the stage for the Great Tribulation, because during the tribulation period, you're not going to be able to hide or nothing. Every telephone... Oh yeah, that's what I was talking... Yeah, every telephone conversation is listened to, emails, no more privacy, ladies and gentlemen. They have thrown our privacy out the window. This is what I want to say about Facebook. Yeah, the people that were mad because they were talking about it, the propaganda is here, ladies and gentlemen. They're advertising commercials by IBM to get people's minds accustomed to a cashless society, trying to make people think that it's okay, it's a better thing. The world has changed. We need to go to a new system. And by the way technology is advancing, wouldn't it be better if we come up with a new system? We're in a new age, and it doesn't hurt anybody to try out new things. They're all making it sound good, but it's not. It's to enslave its people. That's what the government wants, is to enslave its people. So, this is what they were saying about Facebook. Facebook knows your friends. They know your family. They know where you live. They know your likes and your dislikes. And they also know your face. Each picture that you post on Facebook, that you download and you put it on, they are taking your face they're analyzing it and they're doing facial recognition on it. So now they know you from anyone else. They know your likes, your dislikes. That's why they always ask you to upgrade your Facebook of certain stuff about you. They know absolutely everything about you guys. And like they said, say if you go into a store or wherever and there's a Facebook camera in that store, instantly, the moment you walk into the store where the camera is and they see your face, they'll identify you right away and they'll know you. They'll know your likes, your dislikes, they'll know everything. They can come up to you and hand you a catalog and you're like, wow, how did that person know that I like this? Because they're analyzing you and they're studying you. That's how they know. Total surveillance. This is a total control grid, ladies and gentlemen. They're setting up a cashless society where everybody's going to have a smart card, and without it, you won't be able to buy or sell or do a thing without it. This cash has to go. Cash is a dinosaur in electronic age. We're going into a new system, and this is the way of the future. The future is now. They're actually openly admitting it. It's crazy. The IBM commercials of that guy walking through the store, it looks like he's stealing food, but he's not. And then he walks through those two things that looks like an alarm, but it's not. It's to withdraw money out of his account automatically. You don't even have to go to a cash register. There's no cash. There's going to be no cash in the future. Because when he walked through the thing, the officer came up to him, the police officer, or whoever, or the security guard or whatever. He said, "Excuse me, sir." And he handed him his receipt. And they're like, checkpoint. What's it called? Checkpoint? What's it called? Checkpoints? No. The register where you go. Checkpoint, whatever it's called. Who needs them? This is the future. Checkout points. Yeah, checkout points where you pay the groceries. Checkout points. Who needs them? This is the future. Like, they're advertising it, getting people used to it. They're going to make it look like a good thing. They throw this upon the people so that people's minds get accustomed. They get more technologies out. Like right now here in Canada, the bankers are working on special phones so that people just have to use their phones to pay for stuff. They just swipe their phone, beep, and that's how they're going to pay for it. And that's why they're going into biometrics. Because there was a banker saying, this is the whole world. They said the whole world, the governments of the world are going to enforce the biometric system upon their people. This is all part of their control grid. It's a cashless society, like I said before. You cannot have a surveillance society in a free society. So as time goes on, as the New World Order approaches us, we're going to see more surveillance, you name it. And they actually admit it in their own book. They wrote a book called Prison Planet. The global elite, in their own documents, they said that their goal is to transform this whole entire world into a giant prison planet. And that's what they're going to do through surveillance, cameras, you name it. It's just ridiculous. They have a pill. Like I was talking to my friend not too long ago. They said they came up with a pill that they can actually tell if people are taking their pills or not. Because it's electronic. It's trace. They can tell if their patients are actually taking their medication at a certain hours. It's just ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. This is Twilight Zone, man. I'm sick of it. And then another thing, talking about RFID in the future. What's going to replace the barcodes is going to be RFID tags. They said, they actually said it in their own documents. It's all in their documents. They're going to be able to tell if you brushed your teeth. Because the toothbrush, the thing you unscrew to take the toothpaste out, they can tell if you take it off or not. Like, it's just ludicrous. This is literally insane, ladies and gentlemen. This is beyond 1984. It's getting worse. It's so worse. They're not going to stop. Like they said, the FBI by next year, 2014, they want to be able to track in real time and see live chat. Well, they can already do it. I'm telling you, they can already do it. But they just want more power and more control. Like they say, absolute power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this is what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the one world government that is taking place. I just wanted you guys to know about this. There's no more freedom, put it that way. The only freedom that we have is in our minds. That's all we have. So if you have a cell phone, try to get rid of it. And when you go out, just try to use cash. Because each time you do credit card, debit card, they're data meddling. They're selling that information for profit. Like, I can go on, ladies and gentlemen. This is all I got to say. So I'm going to let you guys go from here. And may God bless you all.